Hello and good afternoon from Seoul, South Korea. We are here at WDG Esports Studio for LCK Challenger League. I am Valdez. That is the Korean caster desk, and that is Wolf next to me. How are you doing, Wolf?
I'm doing great. I'm ready for another day of challengers. We got 3 best of 3s coming at you guys tonight, and today is the beginning of round 2 for challengers. We ended it last week. We just had a great week of LCK here as we cross from round 1 to round 2. We do that in the middle of the week in LCK. We're doing it at the beginning of the week here for challengers. So we got some awards to give out, like round 1 MVP. We will also be reviewing teams' statistics and how they went up and down the standings on their way to round 2.
Yep, very true. As always, if you guys are new to challengers, we have the chat here. So if you want to ask me, how old I am and what's my favorite color, you can do that in this chat.
How old are you?
In Twitch.
What's your favorite color? I'm just going to ask you.
I'm 7, and no, I'm 31, and my favorite color is blue, because I'm a basic Brendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Blue?
pretty straightforward. Yes, blue.
Decent call. Decent call.
What's your favorite color?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with the Breon green. I wear
Any
like all my.
specific reason?
I mean, all my jackets I wear like that color. Except the puffy jacket I've been wearing recently. Kind of foresty green has always been like my thing since I was in middle school. So
Okay.
if I had to pick a favorite color, because I wasn't just gonna cop out and say I don't have one, but like that's kind of lame. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably be a Giga Chad.
We're getting a lot of questions. Where can I get the draft pick music? I actually don't know. Probably YouTube. How are you today? We're good. We're a little bit tired. This is day 7 in a row for us. For Wolf and I, we did start last Tuesday with that Challenger Day. We went all through the 5 days of LCK, and now we finish off with one more day of Challengers here. Where'd you get the tie?
I was looking at that. I'm like, I'll keep my secrets. Okay, this is sick, by the way. Watch this. Watch this. This is the standings.
Whoa!
Dude, that is so sick.
I like that.
Now, not a lot of movement for D plus Kia, of course, as they pretty much have been on top all season long. Same, unfortunately, be true of the Giga Chads on the other side. But notice the movement here for T1, actually kind of all over the place, really falling quite significantly at the end of the round. Whereas KT, kind of on the opposite side, dipped early in week 2 and then kind of pushed up to 2nd place.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see some consistency, some not so consistent inconsistency. Gen.G has kind of been hanging around the same level, although they did go from 9th to 8th. And we will be seeing them today. It'll actually be you and I's first time casting them.
Yeah.
Here in round 2.
A little bit of upward movement for DRX as well, from 8th to 6th, and even jumping into 5th briefly there in the middle of week 3. But very cool standings graphic we have for how round 1 ended up. I hope we get some of this for LCK one day. It'd be super cool, especially with this season.
Occasionally, but sometimes it's like only 2 teams.
But you didn't. You did you see how it was animated? It like started and moved.
Yeah.
Like
we never got something like that.
We get it like with like little dots and stuff.
There were 58 kills in the Breon versus T1
That game
map.
was insane.
I remember that, yeah.
Somehow not the longest game at 49 minutes and 49 seconds for Liv Sandbox versus DRX. And the least kills was actually in T1 versus D+, actually only 7 kills. Very dominant performance there. And then Hanwha versus Gen.G Global Academy, 21 minutes 45. It's actually a pretty long, fastest game.
That is a pretty long, fastest game. We've had like under 20 in some other metas, but I guess nowadays the teams are just too good to lose that fast.
Yeah.
So just a bit different. And you also mentioned a round 1 MVP. Curious to see when that one is going to come up. Any expectations, Wolf?
I mean, I think there's a pretty clear favorite. But I don't want to talk about it just yet. I want to keep it a surprise.
Right.
But let's talk about the picks here. As most picked champion was Cassante at 59 times, 53% picked. And the most banned champion was Ashe at 95 times and 85%.
Should have been 100%.
Sion's win rate, actually kind of unsurprising based on the games of Sion you and I have commentated here in Challengers.
True. Elise is 14-3.
That is pretty nutty.
How many games were Hambach? Just curious.
He's checking.
I'm going to take a look. I'm checking my papers.
I'd say probably like at least 6.
Yeah, any guesses? 6? 4.
Oh, only 4. Wow.
He's 4-0. So he's contributing to the win column at least, only.
Here are our highest KDAs. Is Hype actually really up there? I think there's been a lot of discussion about Lure versus Hype in terms of who's the best AD carry. Rahel is very good, but I think the the conversation has been more about the jungle for D plus Kia than it has been the AD carries.
Yeah. We also got Reble there from KT Rollster, so a couple of KT players coming in. He is peaking just over 6 at 6.1 KDA. And Bout from T1.
Bout's legit, man. I like Bout a lot. Glad he made top 5.
It's about time he made top 5.
And round 1 MVP will be Lucid. Actually garnering only 46.2% of the votes. So normally when we vote for MVP in LCK, you do it in a tiered list where you go, my first choice is, my second choice is, my third choice is, fourth, fifth. And obviously the first choice gets the most points, and then like you can scale it that way. Mm-hmm. We did it where you only got to choose one. So the fact that he only hits 46.2 is pretty shockingly low to me. I will be transparent. I did not vote for him. I voted for Feisty, actually. I thought he had a more consistent season in the first round.
Yeah, you and I are just known D+ antis, so we didn't vote for any D+ players. I know of some people who did vote for Lucid. As you mentioned, he was kind of the favorite. I voted for Hambach just because I thought he was very dominant in the games that he was winning, especially on Elise.
Someone asked about channel points and doing predictions and stuff like that. That definitely is something we have planned for the future. So it'll happen eventually.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned
for the next episode of CL.
So this is what happened in the games we did not broadcast in English. DRX and Hanwha taking close victories over T1 and Yongshim. The rest of the results pretty self-explanatory here. I guess you could maybe have expected Brion could have taken a game off Gen.G. Sadly, they did not. KT 2-0ing Liv Sandbox after Liv Sandbox took a game off D+ just the week before. Kind of impressive from KT. I think part of that was D+ playing Saint and some kind of awkward drafts we saw from them. They get that rematch today, so it should be pretty fun to watch it.
Yeah, I think they'll probably get a nice little stomperino, would be my assumption. But you never know. This is Challengers, so this is the way it goes. Stare, do you have 7TV emotes? Vladez and Wolf? No, I don't believe we do at this moment. Something we can add to the list of things we need to get on the stream. KT and DK up there at the top. DK 1 point ahead of KT in terms of game score, so that's why they're in first place. Certainly our two best teams, I think, by a pretty decent margin. Like, you look at Humble Life Esports or even DRX and T1, like, in my mind, DK and KT are way above them.
Yeah, I think that I want to say, like, no, it's closer, but no, I think you're right. Like, I want it to be closer, and I think Hanwha Life has improved a lot as a roster, but yeah, I would say it's kind of like the LCK, and it seems like there's two teams that are significantly ahead. And here are today's matches. KT versus Brion. We do expect this one.
Giga Chad.
Yeah, Giga Chad. Always have to add that.
Mm-hmm.
Do expect this one to be probably one-sided, but the next two matches a little bit tougher to call. Gen.G versus Kwangdong.
I mean,
7th versus 9th.
Gen.G versus Kwangdong, that one is going to be close. If that goes to 3 games, I wouldn't be surprised. The last match, though, especially if they are playing their main roster with Pool Bay, I think DK should.
But remember last time, Valdez, we thought that last time ended up being a 3-gamer, some close games.
I think that DK have kind of got their heads back on straight. I mean, they just dispatched of Kwangdong 2-0 recently, so
I'm just a little bit worried about the state of D+ Kia and their main roster and what's going on within the team and how that's affecting practice. Maybe not at all, but I also would predict a 2-0 here. But again, because of what happened last time, just have to put it out there. You never know.
You never know. It is Challengers. This is match 51, the first one of round 2. As we are going to take a look at this roster here from Breon, Raptor continuing to play.
But Enosh and Gyosu coming in. So that's a little bit unexpected here. It will be still Ivory and Raptor, but the bot lane completely replaced here.
Why don't you educate the chat and tell them what Gyosu means?
It means professor.
There you go. How about Enosh? Does that have a meaning?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't think that has a meaning.
So I'm guessing that's why he chose the name Gyosu and spelled it like that. He could have just called himself Professor, but that wouldn't have been as, you know, cool, I guess.
Yeah, Gyosu is cool. It like sounds Korean because it's a Korean word, right?
Yeah.
It's just Romanized, and I think it's cool if you're trying to keep that spirit. As it's her birthday, she says,
Yeah, I'm not going to translate that.
Yeah, I'm not going to translate that, but she
like lowered
won
it in
some
shame
wins.
After we said we're going to translate it.
Yeah.
She's hoping.
Maybe Yundo can translate in the chat if he wants to. Everybody's like, translate!
All right, so
oh my god! Translate it!
I get why. All right, hold on. Like, let's hear me out. I get why it's like top, mid, bot, support, jungle. If you go like, you know, in a U shape, like you were drawing a U.
Okay.
But it seems like, I don't know. It seems like it should be top on the left side, and then jungle where Feisty is, like top side of the map, and then 80 carry and support on the right side, and the mid in the middle. Or am I crazy?
That would
am
make
I weird?
sense.
Am
That
I
would
weird?
make
No, hold on.
sense.
I mean, I get why they do it this way, but like in my headspace, it should be different.
Yes, Wolf, you are weird, but I do agree with you on this one.
All right, thanks, Valdez.
This one says, who is the best? KT's hype. Can translate this one.
Yeah, he's close to the best, if not the best. So the KDA was very impressive earlier. But our key position for today's game will be Ivory versus Feisty.
Oh, it's Wolf's MVP pick from round 1.
That's right. Look at those win rates, 6-1 on the Syndra. Even though when he was playing off Nez, we're like, I don't know if this makes sense in this draft, but he still won. Azir, 5-1, very meta. Rise, fringe meta, 5-1. But on the other side, Ivory did have that really impressive game of Cassidy, and also took that game off T1. So,
Besides those 3 champs, he's only played 1 game on everything else. So 1 game of Akali, Sylas, Zoe, LeBlanc, Orianna. So he really just loves Syndra Azir Rise.
yep.
Control mage player. It's what he wants to do. Will Bro target him at all? I think it's pretty difficult to target mid in this meta, just because there's so much you need to ban in the bot lane and the jungle, and even the top lane. With some of the bans there, the Annie gets banned occasionally, so...
Yeah, so if you guys only watch Challenger, which would be strange, but is
Hey,
definitely
man.
a possibility.
That's fine.
Because this broadcast is very fun. We didn't see Annie last week. We were like, oh, it's not going to happen. Aurelion Sol wasn't going to happen. But in LCK this week, Annie was everywhere. And it's actually now a really strong red side pick, so... I expect we will see it today, actually, as these teams kind of try to emulate the LCK teams. So, Caitlyn's still available. Varus, not as strong without Heimerdinger, but
yeah,
is
Rustic,
available.
that's pretty accurate, yeah. She's very desperate for a bro win. That's what you could say. Dissing bro, then judging us for watching CL casters mean Sag. I don't think we dissed bro. I think we like bro.
Yeah, people
Bro's
keep
cool.
trying to say we're trying to diss him, but we're not. Uh-oh, looks like we might have had...
Uh-oh. What happened this time?
Hype unplugged computer by accident.
His face is like, oh
no. Uh-oh.
And so it begins.
And so it begins, chat. Here we go. Game number 1, not even into the game. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah. Kool-Aid Man's about to burst from the wall.
We're gonna get a update shortly. It looks like it's Feisty as expected. It looked like it might have been Hype, but it was just Hype reacting to whatever Feisty did. He's like, "Did you really unplug it, dude? Like what?" He's like, look at. He's like, "Seriously?"
I know they banned Dash, but like, I think they're gonna do that anyway. Like, even if you unplug it, it doesn't do anything. Well, we're just gonna have to wait for this to restart.
We ate Subway for lunch. We're back-to-back Subway here at Challengers.
Yeah.
We're still figuring out dinner though. We're leaning towards it might get pho, but
yeah.
it's not decided yet. But we're leaning towards pho.
You know, I was watching the YouTube chat and I was like, you know what, Vietnamese sounds great today.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Vietnamese food is always awesome no matter what.
Always sponsored. What kind of bread? Wheat bread. Both you and I got wheat.
Yeah, we got
bread.
wheat.
But like Subway bread is not. It's not really bread. It's like it has so much sugar in it that you.
Well, Korean Subway bread in particular is very different from Western Subway bread.
Is it better?
I think Western Subway bread is better, but I actually normally so like I get wheat because it's healthier, but my favorite bread is the Parmesan oregano. Just so you know, Chad.
Yeah, same.
But
somebody
I
in YouTube chat said Vietnam. Yes. And then another person said Morgan.
Two great things.
Yeah, it's really nice.
One great place and one great player.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Morgan is not playing for this team. If you want to watch him, you'd have to watch the LCK.
I'll be playing in a few days. I'm actually thinking about taking a trip to Vietnam this summer during the off season.
John Oliver particularly mentions Korean Subway. Ooh, now I'm scared. What did he say about it?
Yeah, I'm like, well,
we didn't finish our sandwiches. We only ate half. So.
Yeah, yesterday. Or not yesterday, last week we talked about how Korean Subway doesn't ask you what you want on your sandwich, but what you don't want on your sandwich. After I got interrupted like 7 times by team fights. Steak and cheese, yeah, that's what I got. Yep. All right, it's time. We're back in the draft. Looks like everything's been replayed. It looks like the client was forced to restart for some reason. That's what we were told, so everything's fine.
What role do you casters play? I play mid.
I play mid these days.
Jungle.
I have played everything. I kind of move positions to what I think is like what I like to play. And right now it's mid for me.
Oh, they market it predatorially.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean,
so what do you think about first pick Lee Sin Wolf?
I think it's one of Raptors' best champions, but I think it's
pretty poor choice.
I think it's a poor choice, but I do think it's one of Raptors' best champions. We saw Raptor play a lot of it last year when it was very strong. Unfortunately, not the case right now. And even with the Heimerdinger ban, we see the Varus come through. It makes you feel like it's going to be a Varus Karma.
Viego.
But they picked Viego instead. It is Hambach, so I'm down to trust, but like... Is this Zeri Annie?
Zeri Lulu.
No! Could have been
Could
Zeri
be Varus
Annie.
Could be Varus Annie. Oh.
now we're
it's
like...
It's just the big naughty boy.
Challengers and LCK is really diverging this week, I think. Like, this is... Like, where's Karma Ezreal? It's not here at all. Where's Caitlyn? Where's Pyoshik? Who are these players?
Who are these players? Where's Morgan?
Someone asked in YouTube chat what our favorite name is for the LCK, for the Challengers players, because they have some good names. That's a good question.
Probably Vincenzo.
Vincenzo is a good name.
Or maybe Plan B. That entire team has great names.
I'll have to think about it and get back to you.
Oh,
no, actually, I'm just going to pick Frim.
Frim?
I'm going to pick Frim.
Frim?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Frim.
I mean, out of these names, I would go with Gyosu or Hambach.
It sounds like a typo of From. Like, someone types like From because they're about to run Zerglings up your ramp, but they like mistyped it because they're nervous about the plan they have, and they type Frim ? All right, LeBlanc and Akali banned from Ivory, and Ivory
they don't read the chat. Yes, we do. What?
Yes, we do.
Come on, Carlos, get it together. Oh, he said I think. Okay.
It's okay. He was wrong, but it's fine.
It's okay. We all learn. And, you know, we were just talking about the champ pool of Feisty, right? The Syndra's band, the Azir's band.
Yeah.
So what does he play? Rise. He has 3 picks.
All right, let's see what we're getting here for solo lanes for Breon. Into Rise, not a lot of great options here. Honestly, yeah, I'm like, you're playing Victor, you're playing Syndra, but Syndra's banned.
No.
No.
No. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. This is where it gets worse. No.
Hey,
I mean, that's
he's got to blind pick something, so
yeah.
Jace is banned. Like, you don't really have a lot of options unless you want to play
like
Gnar.
What is? Yeah, I think Gnar.
But then you just get jaxed.
Yeah.
And then you get 1-3-1s and you absolutely get wrecked.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Renekton next to Gragas is the safest pick, but Gragas is going to give you nothing in this comp. Like, at least Renekton gives you some single target with the Zoe. Ooh, this draft is not my favorite. This draft is fine for KT.
Yeah. It's Gnar. Just team fight.
You can play around.
Feeling good.
You can play around top side here and just kind of concede the lane. It's not a lane that you're going to lose. You're not going to be able to have the ability to push it into turret and like dive Zeri. So you just play around top side, gank the Renekton, try to put pressure on Raptor. Zoe should be very difficult to use in this draft. Oh, okay, mid Lulu support Zoe. Oh, no.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Clearly.
That would have been fun. But instead, Valdez, we're going to get a Zeri comp that's also trying to be a pick comp. And I don't know how I feel about that.
It just doesn't go well with it. I think that the Victor Zeri is something we've seen in terms of carry duos a lot in the LCK and in Challengers. And they just said, you know what? Let's pick Zoe into Rise, which is also not a great matchup.
No.
And also it doesn't go with our comp. So I think Ivory's just trying something new, right? Like, Bro are 0-10, so I think they're just like, let's see what happens. try this out, you know? Who knows? Maybe he can carry.
Maybe he can. It's Challengers. Sometimes these players just play what they want to play. This is a 0-10 Breon. They are really struggling right now.
Ycaster doesn't like Bro.
We love Bro. We just don't like this comp.
No, obviously we hate Bro.
No, I mean, look, I think they could have played something different. I would have liked the Victor more. I wouldn't have liked it a lot, but I would have liked it more. Yeah, they are struggling. They are struggling. They're not thriving. They're 0-10. They're not thriving. A thriving team is KT Rolster. All right?
True.
Hold on, we're going to go in a game. We will talk about what struggling and thriving means.
We'll get there. Casters don't understand scaling. Yeah, they'll get there eventually, right? Right. Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe this is their springboard moments. Maybe they can jump off of this, guys. We have game number 1. Let's jump onto the Rift.
Do. Let's just let it happen. Okay.
Wait, go back. Go back. Wait, I want to hear that more.
All right, so let's take a look at the different. Oh, this is a perfect time to discuss this. A little pause.
Hell yeah.
So Nose KT is sitting at 9-1. That is what I would call a thriving team. A team that is doing well, finding their footing, excelling. No, thriving. Okay, 9-1. That's thriving. 10-0. That's not thriving. Because like, I mean, you're not thriving. You're just winning everything. I don't know. You're undefeated. Okay, but 9-1. That's thriving. 0-10. That's not thriving. All right, you see a wilted plant, you say, "Oh, he's thriving." No,
Wolf
you say,
hates, bro.
"I'm worried about that plant. Is that plant okay?" Now, 0-10 is what is struggling. Okay, like 0-10 PP in your Pokemon Blue game, you have to use struggle because you ran out of power points to use your ability. That's 0-10 PP. That's struggling. Bro, you struggle. It wasn't very effective.
It's okay. I'm a believer, chat. It's okay. We have a lot of bro aunties here on the desk.
Okay, Ivory has a game sound issue.
Look at those gloves, man.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you don't touch the player's equipment. I actually really respect that our referees are just trying to make sure they don't get anyone's equipment touched or contaminated. Or
do you think that's because of COVID or just because of, like, just you don't want to put your hands on someone else's keyboard?
I would say the policy was probably implemented due to COVID, but I think it will probably remain in place because of the other things. Like, you don't want to get, like, what if a player's like, oh man, the referee had sweaty hands and he touched my mouse during the pause and now I'm really uncomfortable. You know, like, just remove all of that. Not saying this ref has sweaty hands, but what if he did? You wouldn't want that.
Yeah, you don't want to assume that he has sweaty hands. Although if he's wearing those gloves, he probably does. Like, I don't know, my hands would sweat in that.
Yeah, I mean, but they will be, but his sweat will be then blocked by the gloves, the layer of protection.
Yeah. It's fine.
You think they're latex gloves?
Probably, yeah. Although they might not be if he's allergic.
Yeah, I have a small latex allergy.
Oh no.
But most stuff these days, most gloves aren't really latex in my experience because of that. Because latex allergy seems to be quite prevalent these days.
It's been phased out.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could talk about Fire Realm during the pause.
So rude, calling his hands sweaty.
We did not. No, I said he probably isn't. But what if another ref? That didn't happen. Danger him.
This is just the day where chat trolls Wolf the entire day.
The watch is pretty. Pretty clean though.
Justice for the refs.
What's my favorite Fire Emblem game? Probably Fire Emblem 6. Sealed Sword, Sealed Blade, whatever translation you want to use for it.
Is that for Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, it's the first Game Boy Advance one. It's Roy's game, to put it into perspective, a non-Fire Emblem game. You guys know Roy.
Which one is Marth from?
He's from Fire Emblem 1, the original one. The very first one.
What system was that for?
Famicom.
That's too old.
Yeah, I mean, that was the NES in Japan. When the Famicom was ported to America, it was called
Lynn and Hector. Let's go.
I mean, Fire Emblem 7 was my first, and it's what got me into the series. I like how also he knows that Eliwood is like completely a non-factor, even though he's supposed to be the main character. Lynn and Hector only. Like, no Eliwood, no mention of the main character.
I think that's the one that you had me play that one time.
Yes, that is the one. I actually, no, I think I made you play 8 first because I was like, 8's easier. Although, in retrospect, I think 8 is probably harder.
I kind of remember Eliwood, though. I'm not sure. Ike is from the GameCube one. I see.
That's true.
I'm a 245 fan myself. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, 5 is my second favorite. Although I will be honest with you guys, I've never beaten it.
I see. I don't even know why Gamin isn't the ADC for Bro. I think they're just trying new players because they're not winning.
Yeah, that's why Inish and Gosu are in. We think. We don't always get, you know, like this is not the league where we talk to the coaches beforehand and stuff like that. We're not even in the same building as where the players are. Sometimes we see the coaches. Like I actually met the KT Rolster coach on opening day. He was very polite to talk to me.
There you go. Yeah. Wolf is just so well connected. He knows everybody.
But today I didn't, so I didn't know. And we're actually pretty close with some of the Brion coaching staff, in fact, but I didn't run into them today, so don't know.
Yeah. Got a little hook here from Rebel. Even Ignite going to be used. There's been more prevalence of people in the bottom lane just using summoner spells, including Flash, to try to get a small advantage because they know how fast it can snowball.
Yeah, it's true. Relic Shield on the Nautilus means you can just push these minions in super fast and try to put the pressure on. Once Zeri and Lulu hit level 3, though, it's going to be a little bit tougher to actually put that pressure on. You will have some, obviously, with Varus. It is going to be on-hit Varus, but Hype can kind of harass with his abilities, and eventually this lane will even out. It's not going to be the, you know, double poke lanes it could have been. It could have been Varus Caitlyn. Could have been.
Could have been.
It's not going to be. Could have been Varus Karma. Could not have been Varus Heimerdinger. They banned that.
Yeah, true.
Should not have been Varus Heimerdinger, but due to the ban, not allowed to be as. Ooh, nice Relic Shield hook.
No Ignite, but they have to use heal this time. So Gyosu is just kind of eating it. There's Hanbok. part of the reason why I voted for him, I really like his style. He's a very aggressive jungler, and I'm excited to see how he can continue to get this team ahead. I feel like he is a major part of making Feisty and Hype the carries that they are. As Gosu is just going to clear that ward.
Yep, that's what he's going to do. Raptor down here on the bottom side.
Would you say that Bro is thriving after that trade they just took?
No. I would say they're not struggling either, though.
Okay. Just curious.
You know, down a summoner. That's what I'd say. So this is what we expect in this draft, right? You have bottom side is completely left out. Nice play from Frim. Bottom side is left out. Hambak only just now coming down there to grab this crab. The Lee Sin can't really dive this because, first of all, they're not going to have much prio, and second of all, it's a Nautilus, so that's not something you want to do. So KT have a lot of power in this early game. Notice Zoe also not having a great time in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's kind of what we expected. I'm not sure that he's going to have a big effect on this game. I mean, the pick potential with Zoe and Lee Sin is maybe part of the reason why they picked the Zoe, something that's a little bit more proactive in setting up plays with your very aggressive jungler that they just first picked in this draft. Otherwise, I'm not sure why to go for this instead of something else. As Enosh and Gosu coming in here, and definitely a little bit of struggle street for them. Varus and Nautilus can do some nasty things.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Rebel's last play where he used Relic Shield to delete the minion that I think it was Enosh who got hooked there. It was standing behind because he was like, oh, I'm safe. And then he just deletes the minion and then hooks him right away. It doesn't need to use a flash or anything. It was just very clean. And because they have Glacial Augment, you know, it gives Hype the opportunity to hit several autos right afterwards because of the slows. We are going to have a Drake contest here from Bro. Not advised. Not advised.
Not advised. They're going to flash in, and Raptor is just dead. Even flashes after the play, so early first blood to the side of KT. And
just a Drake donation, yeah. Giga Chad.
Yeah. Definitely not the play there. I mean, that Raptor on Lee Sin was trying to get a little bit frisky, but shouldn't have.
Let's watch this again because you think that Ryze is not here potentially, but you know the enemy jungler's there, you know the bot duo is there, so you're already outnumbered. Like, assuming Feisty wasn't here, which he was, and they didn't have vision, but like they could have reasonably assumed. But let's assume Feisty is not there. You still don't win this without your bot duo. You don't, and you don't have the prio to set that up. They're catching the wave bottom side. And Rebel just doesn't wait, man. He flash hooks you. That's the end of that. So, I mean, if you had Lee Sin at level 6, you know, if it's a different timing, maybe you could get a good kick play off here. As Raptor doesn't know.
Raptor doesn't know. Oh, Ivory took a huge trade too, as they're trying to go in onto Raptor now, but actually flash forward from Feisty as he's going to pick up the kill there. Raptor does trade it back. But Feisty's just having a grand old time here in mid. Just 2 kills now. He is a massively fed Ryze. And that trade, I think, at the end of the day, should favor KT.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's watch it one more time. So Ivory goes forward here, looking for what I'm not entirely sure. That was a very awkward time. I think just baiting as the most realistic option I could think of. Is just really wants to pull the Ryze into it, but they just don't have the critical information that there is a Viego nearby. Good play from Raptor, at least, to shut down the Viego and then get out because he's a super mobile Lee Sin, so he won't be able to, or won't be forced to. He's not going to be killed. He can get away with it and get out to turn a bad situation into slightly less bad situation. Yeah.
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 Yes, I won't deny Kate Ramos picking bans, but she's definitely going to pick that often since then. It's already week 10 now. Early season spam does not represent current situation, and she's not nerfed.
He then says, recently is all Zeri / Varus / Lucian. Not completely, but that is a conversation we have been having for a while, and I think the reason why it's mostly Zeri Lucian is because Caitlyn is banned all the time in Korea. Hambak is found by Raptor.
Yep. He's really fast, though. Should be okay, as Hype is going to get cleansed on and has to flash here as, okay. Little bit of trouble as in comes Rebel, sets up a massive play. Gosu taking a lot of hits from the minions.
Can he dodge
and the Ignite.
I should have another arrow soon.
Yeah, it's just going to be enough to push them off, as Feisty also was looking for a play, but not going to commit to it. Ah!
Okay. Sorry. Yundo doesn't miss those, so I was just like, I was trying to like lead everybody into it. The arrow's coming, comes, and that's okay, fine. He could have realm warped Feisty, as you mentioned.
They're still here.
Yeah, when this wave crashes with a cannon, it's problematic.
They're essentially saying, okay, Raptor's going to help us survive here, and in fact, another arrow is nearly going to take Yosu's head off. Instead it hits the Zeri, and now they have to back now at a worse spot because it's not a cannon wave.
That's really unfortunate. Ivory didn't come down either. It looks like he was thinking about it. Feisty still isn't realm warp. He's looking for a realm warp play top. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Time to realm warp.
Yeah, Frim in a little bit of trouble here, as he is going to go into the Dominus. Nice play around the brush, as Feisty now has to get behind him, essentially, and Frim will just flash away.
Look at Feisty's teleport timer. He's like, yep, cool, whatever. I can make this play with no risk to myself. I could just go back and straight teleport to lane. No problemo. And actually, even even Kosu is like in the mid lane trying to push it in, like, yeah, hold on, we'll make him lose some minions for that one. Nah, he's fine. Unfortunate, but I mean, look, this draft for Brion didn't leave them a lot of options. KT Rolster playing like an LCK team right now in almost every way. It's really cool to see. I mean,
bro,
maybe minus the Viego pick.
Yeah, Viego, I think someone was mentioning some buffs. I'm not sure if it was this patch or if it's the next one, but I don't know, maybe preparing or maybe deciding it's a good pick, perhaps wanting to play it into Lee Sin. Bro are going to get this Rift Herald, so they actually did get a pretty nice early objective for themselves. They don't really have a lane that's winning. Maybe they could drop it in top, as it's going pretty even. Their mid and bot is losing at the moment, so I would assume that that would be the one place where you could get some certain value.
Yeah. As we are setting up a dive.
The buffs are next patch. So
yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I don't remember hearing about that, but yeah. That's
Here we go. Really nice hook from Reble. He's going to set it up, and he's just going to flash away from that one. Very easy couple of kills, as in comes Ivory and Raptor. Trying to get on top of this, but it's 2v4 now.
All right, Yundo, I'm going to have, if Yundo's still in the chat, I'm going to have you settle this once and for all, because Reble, as Valdez likes to call him, was originally called Rebel, right? And he changed the spelling of his name this season. He's still Rebel though, right? Even in Korean, because I just need an official reason to get Valdez to stop saying Reble.
I don't think I'll stop.
He just does it to annoy me, and
yeah,
he gets me every time.
So even if it's not,
look at this hook.
Name.
Oh, like actually the hook missed, but he walked into it. But what are you going to do? I mean, you're going to die. There's pressure coming on the other side of the turret. Like, you can't dodge everything. You just don't have enough resources there because you picked Zoe in mid. And even if she had teleport, which she doesn't right now, and she's unsealing it as we speak, but even if she did have it there, like, she also just dies if she teleports there.
Walk into hook, Giga Chad. Yeah, I mean, if you know you're dead, maybe just take the quick way out. try to get back to lane as soon as possible. You're like, okay, take me now. Reble is fancy like Chipotle. See?
Yundo didn't answer, man. I think he's checking, dude.
Both Reble and Chipotle end with E.
Oh, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was Chipotle. No, I didn't.
A little sleep here in mid as they're trying to get in. Raptor looking for the flash play.
But that was really weird.
Yeah.
Who did he kick? I didn't actually see who he kicked.
It was a little bit strange.
Yeah, I guess we probably won't get a replay of it because nobody died, but I actually didn't see who he kicked. He like went for a flash kick, but then did he accidentally kick somebody behind the turret? It's the kid.
Maybe he kicked him against that small wall.
Yeah,
there,
that might. Yeah, maybe that's.
And so it looked like he didn't move.
Yeah, that was really weird because I saw that play because he's obviously going for a flash kick, and then I instantly my eyes go to his ult to see if it's on cooldown because I'm like, did he just not ult? But he did, but I don't know who he hit. It was very bizarre.
He kicked Viego into the corner of the wall. Yeah, went back and checked on YouTube.
Okay, thank you. Myra Tech, appreciate you.
Yeah. And KT can pretty much just consistently dive bot, especially with the Rise. Like, Feisty's getting close to level 11 as well, which kind of just push in mid. They don't have any pressure in mid, so this is what mid prio gives you. You just roam down to the bottom side, and even if they don't kill Bro, they're gonna get this first turret for free. So
yeah, it's on hit
mega
bars,
value,
by the way.
Uh-oh.
People not a big fan of that, but I think it makes sense in this game. This turret, he almost takes it out, but he's just gonna allow the turret to deny CS. At least that's what his hope is. And he'll kill it with the next wave if he wants to. Good CSing under turret though by Enish. Doesn't mess it up. See what happens
Enish?
next here. Yeah,
Enosh.
Enish.
No?
Enosh. Enosh.
Enosh. Enorsh.
Look, just because... Hold on. Ivory might die. Okay. Rebel holds the Hex Flash. Pulls it back. Just because, like, mail that started being used by computers is email, and that sports that were then played by cyber athletes became esports, doesn't mean that, like, Nosh has to be Enosh, okay? Well, now that he's online, now that he's on Challengers. So he's Enish.
Enish?
Enosh. Like Nush.
But
like not Nish. Like not Enish, like E-N-I-C-H. Or sorry, S-H.
Uh-oh.
Enosh.
But you said it's not like email in esports, but you're pronouncing the E as well.
Yeah, but... Valdez.
Enosh. Enosh.
Could be Enish.
Enish? That sounds like a real name. Like, I feel like you would know somebody named Enish.
Hold on, let's see what Google's pronunciation guide has to say about this.
This is what episodes sound like in my head. Oh no. Oh no. We are just hanging out. I hope you guys are all having a great day watching some challengers on this chill Monday.
How to pronounce Enosh. By Trevor Klinger.
Enosh, yeah, so I was right.
All right, you were right. According to Trevor Klinger, which I don't know if that's reliable, but it was the first thing that came up. All right, cool.
There we did it.
Enosh. All right.
Enosh.
Thank you, Internet, and thank you, Valdez, for being right the whole time.
Easy, another. It's a common Valdez W.
Common Valdez W.
I'm currently procrastinating writing an essay. Is it 200 words long?
Hey, what kind of essay? We might have some ideas for you.
Is your laptop getting hot because too many people are chatting?
Always happens to me.
Yeah. Well, we're setting up for this Cloud Drake, and it feels like Bro are very aggressively trying to set up position on this.
Ever hook a Zoe when she's about to portal jump out?
Yeah.
First time for Rebel. That was his first time. He's never done that before. He won't do it again.
He might do it again.
Nah, I'm gonna say I don't think he's gonna do it again.
When does Fnatic play 2024?
Yeah. Hey, well, nah. The spring season's coming up. Coming up.
That was the angle. Look at this. You know, like he's gonna hook here, but he didn't.
I told you he wasn't gonna do it.
Oh, the play, Raptor! What a god! Except it was the Rise. It looked really cool though. Like that was a very nice one.
He saw the angle, Valdez. He saw the angle.
Very cool angle. Zeri got about 7,000 billion damage there as everybody gets knocked up in the play. And Bro actually have a decent chance in this fight. As Hype now is trying to frontline. And he does an okay job, but he eventually gets slept and dies. So Bro are actually winning this fight. Somehow, as Flash comes in, Ivory showing why he picked this Zoe, as everybody on KT's getting super low and dying. Bro actually won a fight.
Bro won a fight, and they won it decisively, and it was a lot on the back of Ivory, who, by the way, also built Leandries in this game, which we'll talk about more later. But the angle there for the kick was really nice if he hits anybody else besides the Rise, but still actually pulling Feisty out of the fight gave them a little bit more space they could move forward. As we'll watch this one more time. The angle here that we see from Raptor, where he actually ward hop flash kicks behind Feisty, was super slick. But then Feisty backs off, but he's really low. Notice what the angle Frim gets here during this. Sleep goes onto the Nautilus first, takes a ton of damage. Some of that Leandri's burn coming through. Actually, I don't think he has Leandri's yet in this fight, but either way.
Wild growth, 4-man knockup.
That was the main one. And then also tons of damage from Enosh with his poke too at the beginning of this fight. And they just eventually kind of win out the war of attrition. Ivory goes forward with the flash. The sleep onto the Varus is the real winning moment though, because without that kill, you know, Varus just runs away with this. I don't think he had Leandri's at the beginning of that fight. I'm not 100% sure. Leandri's damage for Zoe is like just not quite apparent because her abilities
they slap.
Yeah.
They slap. They won that fight from down 4,000 gold.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of an awkward setup there for KT, but the wild growth plus the sleep on Varus, I mean, there were a few things that were really right. And if that kick from Raptor is on a prio target, which Rise will be later on if you have the damage to pick him after that, could have been more decisive than it was actually.
Hi Peru, what's up? Casters, why is Giga Chat disabled? Well, the casters don't actually have, I know this might be a novel idea, but the casters don't have control of what happens in the chat, actually.
I mean, I don't think he's trying to imply that we control whether Giga Chat is enabled or not, but he thinks that we might know why.
Casters, please unpause game. Casters, pause the game. Yeah, the casters, you know, we just decided we didn't want to press the button, guys, so sorry about that. That was pretty unfortunate. Humbach was kind of mostly standing still.
Yeah, that was...
Is there a crowd? Yes. Where's Faker? He's farming camels.
I think he's farming minions.
He's always farming minions.
They're going to drop this Herald in mid. I mean, they might be able to siege this turret up. There's the Wolf turret for Zoe.
The Wolf turret?
I haven't used that reference in a while, huh?
Yeah, who is this Zoe character?
When I was new to League of Legends, it was one of my favorite color points. Like, you get that turret as Zoe, man, it really opens up the map. Gotta get that turret, gotta get that mid turret for Zoe.
It's a big deal.
But it is a big deal, and it is going to open up the map for potential picks a lot. If you don't have a mid turret to fall back on, the map becomes a lot more deadly. And it makes it more difficult to clear vision and stuff like that. So
Deadly Flourish?
Not in this game, thankfully.
Maybe in the next one?
Hopefully not.
Any Jin enjoyers?
I mean, sometimes.
I like Jin. He's pretty cool. He's got a nice little backstory.
Statistically, how much of Faker's life has he spent killing minions? That's actually a great question.
Do you think it's over a year?
Do
you think the amount of League of
probably.
Legends games that he has played totals over a year of time?
100%. I mean, think about how many hours like Atlas has put into Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Okay, and he has...
That's not the question.
All right, but I'm just saying, like, think about it. Like, if you go to his Switch profile, man, you can see the number. I'm gonna tell you, it's pretty big.
These casters sound sad compared to LCS, but the players are better. Definitely sad after reading that comment.
Here's the thing. Lost in music 222. Hope you find where you were going. Maybe
where
just
your
press the
music
pause
is.
Button. But we're just sad at Brion's comp because they're a good team that handicap themselves as comp, and now it's like kind of working, and that also makes us sad. I'm like, they won't learn about this. They won't learn. I'm like, oh yeah, Zoe Carry was the answer. I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was not the answer. So we're a little bit sad. Because if we played the game that we like to play here on Challengers, where we go, who will win this game if we stopped it right now? I think the answer unanimously between the two of us would be KT Rolster.
Yeah.
They have 3 Drakes stacked, even though Bro won that really cool team fight. It's, we're hoping for a different draft in game 2. Let's just say we're hoping for a different draft.
Dude.
The younger dude.
Casting on my day off. Hell yeah.
He's only like 1 year younger. Like,
What's
what does
up,
that
Matt
even mean?
Peasant?
What does that mean? The Wolf and the younger dude.
It's me, the younger dude.
You don't even know. I mean, he told you how old he was, but I didn't say how old I was.
Wolf might be older.
I might actually be. Yeah, I might be the younger dude. For all you know, I'm not. But what is that supposed to mean? I mean, I have some gray hair and a beard.
He's like really positive. He's like, hey, they're casting on my day off. You know, he's having a great day, watching some challengers.
Might have a better hairline than me, but I mean,
so far. We'll see
may
about
have a more
years.
cheerful demeanor than me, but like, His suit may be like a little bit lighter colored than mine, but I mean...
That's true. I didn't notice that until you mentioned it.
He's also wearing sweatpants, but like that's nothing.
Yeah, it's statistically proven that only younger people wear sweatpants. Very true.
What is this? I don't even know if I should say that word. It could be a bad word. What does it mean? the Casper 2231. So that was
septuagenarian? It's like if you're in your 70s. I believe. Or it could be 60s, but I think it's 70s. It's just a fancy word to say you're old.
Okay. All right, this is a fight that Breon have to take. There is no... Okay, well, that makes it a lot easier. Take away half the Nars health bar.
Yeah, you know, the Zoe's kind of popping off.
Feisty is not here.
That's fine. This is just one Cloud Drake. Like, Feisty should have just kept pushing.
I was going to say, like, he's not here, so there should be no fear of, like, giving this Drake up. And they are just going to, after that hit on the castle, back away. KT will start let Feisty take out a turret. So a turret for a solo Cloud Drake. Any bro-leavers?
There's some bro-leavers in chat, no doubt. On the cast, you know, you mentioned the game. I would also vote for KT just because, you know, current game state. Ivory is kind of popping off, you know. It's been a while since we saw the Zoe moments, right? Maybe they should have played Ezreal Karma if they were going to play the Zoe, but like, hey, who cares about competition? Just win, Forehead, you know? Just hit bubbles and attack them.
Ooh. Okay, hold on.
All right. Oh, that kick not going to be good enough as Rebel will flash away as in they go. They have the flank on
Wild
top.
Growth
He's
combo?
Going to go down. The Wild Growth combo is huge. And KT are just running away. They get polymorphed underneath this. By the way, Castle wasn't here the entire time. So he's just pushing the wave. He's fine. Feisty's going to run for about 7 bajillion years. And finally he dies. And the bro-leavers will not be stopped today.
When I said KT was playing like an LCK team, I meant at that time, and then it was also implied up until exactly that moment in which they dove a turret that had like 2 health instead of just killing it and then fighting afterwards. And Breon gonna take a Baron, the whole Baron, and they will smite it, and there is no contest from Hambach. Right. No.
A little bit late. Maybe, but decide, you know, didn't have vision, so.
So no idea where the Renekton is in this fight. He's backed. They had no vision of his back. Flash comes through, and then Hambach's like, I'm gonna root him under turret. This turret has no health. Or what are we? What? And then Frim comes over here, gets the stun actually amazingly. Then there's a follow-up sleep. Hype is just 100-0, and then the Wild Growth hits everybody else. That was actually a clean fight. Ivory Zoe. Yeah. I like the sound effects in the replay. Ivory Zoe. Pretty
it's pretty good.
Pretty solid.
You know, like, like we were saying in the draft, maybe they were like, oh, just Ivory, just play something you're confident in. And it's his first time playing it this season, but he's quite good at the champion.
Now, is it the right move? Is it the right call? Is this a good comp? The answers to those questions are no. But if it gets you a win, and you're in the very non-thriving 0-10 scoreline, you know, you do what you can to win. Look at the guy on the player cam. Looks confident. He's calming a lot. He's 2-1-5. Had a rough start to the game, but popping back real big. He's got his Void Staff online. He's not doing any of those weird second item stuff that he's not going Horizon focused, let's say.
Do you think they're thriving now?
No.
What?
No. Now, in this game, also no. But like,
what? Why? I think they're thriving.
Give it 5 more minutes.
Astro
and inhibitor goes down, we can talk about thriving.
Uh-oh, Castle. He becomes a Mega Gnar, so they're not going to go that deep, but very interesting game state now. It's hard to say that KT are in a good spot anymore. Like, the gold is still even, and yes, they have more Drakes, they have you know, a more balanced comp, you could say, but
well, they also have
not won a single fight.
Yeah, they also have on-hit Varus versus a soon-to-be 3-item Zeri. They are side laning aggressively, but it has cost them a lot of map control. They can set up for this Drake fight. No flash on their carries. It's kind of a problem. But I'd like to see them actually just look for a straight-up 5v5. They're not all stacking for a wild growth combo. They know where Renekton is. They don't get slept. Looking at you, Hype. Best KDA dropping down a little bit.
Uh-oh, here we go again, as they're going to get on the Rise. But the Rise is one of the more tanky carries in this case, as the Varus in the backline here, Hype is getting a lot of damage done, and now Castle's going to go. Did Bro overextend as the Meganar into the wall, gets a couple of them, and the stopwatch value is massive in this game, actually. Hambach doing a lot to get in the front line.
So the Andres is actually kind of working out for Ivory because these fights are going so long.
Would you say it's bussin'?
I mean, it could be. I mean, I'd say yeah, like, honestly.
Uh-oh. Ivory. Okay, they overstayed. Oh, no, Bro! Didn't have to be this way.
Nope, but it is.
Yeah.
That's Cloud Soul. That's Cloud Soul, Valdez.
They broverstayed.
They broverstayed.
No,
a
never.
Broverextension.
Never broverextend.
Broverextension. Oh, no.
They're giving them kills back to give them a chance, you know. Broing to give, you know, they want this to be a closer game.
They Brover did it. No.
It's Brover.
It's Brover. It's Brover, man. It's Brover, man.
It's okay. They
Game Brover, dude. Game
Brover. They can protect the base now. This play on the Feisty.
It's again onto the Rise. He gets slept and polymorphed, and then he's like, well, I got my shield.
I think it's okay. But Enosh, unfortunately, was out of the fight for a lot of when they had to burst him down. It's just Nautilus things into Zeri, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's kiting really well. This fight, Prim has a really nice stopwatch, but even though Castle dies, they just stay so long here, and then Ivory goes, even goes one step too far. One step too far. Like, messing around with this, what are you setting up for? Nope. And then teleport catch from Feisty. And that is probably a close team fight that could have been Breon getting a little bit more map control. Now, probably what costs them, ultimately, the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, the game is not Brover yet. We're going to have to wait until...
It's not Brover till it's Brover.
Yeah, you know, that's what they say. It's not Brover until it's Brover, and... You know, we're professional casters.
We are
here,
professionals.
So we're gonna say that Bro definitely have a chance. They still have a chance in this game. We have Elder Flips. This is the Bro memento that we're used to.
Yeah.
From LCK, they're just doing it here in Challengers.
Say when Ivory pilot Zeri, she looks Bro-P, dude.
What about the Brobjective?
The Brobjective is spawning in 30, and can't think of any other Bro puns to make right now, but KT are going to group up, and I mean, look, this time flashes are up for the carries, so it's going to be harder to actually set up that sleep, you know, polymorph, etc., chain of CCs onto Feisty if you can catch him. And he is very tanky and difficult to kill. He has a stopwatch. Hambach has a stopwatch. Lots of money in that last fight going over to KT, so they can afford this luxury. Now they have vision control in this choke point. Castle with TP on the other side of the map, so threatening that inhibitor turret and could come in for a flank.
This is going to be pretty unbelievable if they actually get in here and make this play happen, as, oh man, Raptor is making it happen again. As Feisty cannot avoid the Lee Sin. And the split pushing has been good. Like, this is something we rarely see in Challengers, but KT is actually showing that they have the ability to use their side lane. Very nice.
Down goes the Brodom inhibitor turret.
What?
All right, sorry.
Brodom definitely sounded like something else.
Well, that's not what I said, though. So it's safe. It's still a safe, family-friendly stream.
Bot is definitely a little bit broken at the moment. And, yep, they're going to be in the back of the Baron. That's not where you want to be. Nice engage onto Hype, though. But he is going to flash away from the Croc, and Prim can't quite get onto him. And now the Gnar comes in and misses everything. But it doesn't seem to matter because Feisty is a tank and he's a carry, and he is scaled out of control. Brim.
Is he POG?
Oh, look at Ivory, though. Ivory's coming in finally into this fight as Hype is trying to kite him out, and yeah, he ran straight into the on-hit Varus. 7,500 damage to Hype, and KT, they're going to break open the brace, and they're going to get in there
it's
and win the game.
Open. It's already open, Valdez. They're going to finish it off. But
it's a pretty brutal ending.
All right. I'm thinking Feisty MVP, to be honest. He tanked all the damage.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. It's either that or Rebel. Like, yeah. Rebel actually had a really good game.
I think I'm going to go Feisty.
You go Feisty, I'll go Rebel.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not biased just because I voted for Feisty for MVP, but I think he had a good game.
You were supposed to say mid in the chat, not Feisty.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's too late
Unbelievable.
Now. Too late now. Too late now.
Well, Bro gave us some hope. That was actually a pretty fun back and forth game. Like, a lot of the times when you're watching Bro, it feels like a stomp, but this time it was not. Like, Ivory pulled out the Zoe. Wasn't the most balanced comp, as we mentioned many times. Still not biased. And they did a good job. Like, this is one of their better looks. I think KT were really taken aback by some of the plays that Bro were making.
Someone asked a good question in a rude way, but it's okay. Is Bro the worst Challengers team in Challengers history? They might be, and in fact, I'm probably going to look into that, because if these losses continue, they might actually be statistically the worst performing Challengers team in Challengers history. It's relatively short history.
Mm-hmm.
Once we had the new system in place with academy teams, because obviously there have been worse performing Challengers teams in the old format, but it's definitely worth looking into. And again, closer game than we thought.
Yeah, the gold graph is...
There's a bit of a hole there, a bit of a crater in that team fight.
A little bit of having some trouble. KT did maintain the lead, even if it was only like 500 gold or something. Yeah, you know, their early lead is really what pushed them over the edge. And Feisty is going to get it. I just, I thought he was going to get it. I just wanted to make sure that I gave Rebel a little bit of credit.
Well, I think you're probably not the only one who voted for Rebel. He had a great game. He had some really good plays in the early game, and also in some of those team fights. Feisty, 30% of his team's damage with an on-hit Varus. You're sharing the load a little bit as the mid laner in this particular game.
Absolutely. 302 CS as well.
Every time Wolf says Bro is going to lose, they lose Monk S. The CL is rigged. Monk S.
Oh, you know when for Rebel too. Fair enough.
Yeah, I told you weren't going to be the only one.
Yeah, there's like something like 13 votes out there from a bunch of people. So, yeah, I'm sure Rebel got some. Yeah, it's probably like a nice split, where it's like 6 votes for Feisty.
Wait,
you got like 3 for Rebel and like a couple of random ones.
How do you pronounce Rebel? How do Koreans pronounce Rebel? Is it Rebel or Reble?
What patch? Patch on some patches. 13.3. Either way, guys, we are done here for game number 1. I almost said 3. And we'll be back after a short commercial break. Hello and welcome back as LCK CL is here for you guys.
Here for you guys specifically.
Yep. You, yes, you in the chat. Yep. I'm
It's
talking
not
about
here,
you.
It's not here for the other ones who are not in this stream, but like they're lucky they get to watch because of you. So like people watch on the Korean stream, like they should honestly thank you guys.
Yeah, they should. Looking at you.
So we have some substitutions. Will be Perfect subbing in for Castle.
Substitutions.
All right, we got to stop this.
Doesn't even begin with O. It's just
stop it. Stop it, Valdez.
Sorry.
And Rebel, which we did get confirmation that it's pronounced Rebel, will be subbed out for Wei. Both of these players have played in Challengers before, and Perfect was so good at times last year that he was actually being considered to being called up as a substitute for Rascal.
He's perfect. I mean,
and perfect in every way. Who's the player who's subbing in for Rebel, who I don't know that much about.
Wolf and Valdez are back for me. Yes, you. Yes.
Just for you specifically.
Yeah. Is the Korean cast of LCK Challengers also chill like this stream? No.
No, not really. They're very professional.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we're not. They're just, they take it to the next level.
I would need you to pledge the souls of your potential real firstborn children to Bro so they can win this series. You know, I'm not sure if that's going to help, to be honest.
I also don't...
Isn't Wei on RNG?
That's really weird.
No. Yeah, that was kind of a weird thing to say, but, you know, I just wanted to throw it out there, you know, just acknowledge it.
They do not have mic stands on the Korean broadcast either. We don't use those.
This is the Hypeway bot lane? Yes. Yes.
All right, so here's the first substitution. Perfect is in. Very hyped player for a really long time here in Korea.
Rebel no longer has a cause.
Nope.
He's a Rebel without a cause.
He doesn't have one.
Well,
he's going to be sitting on the bench because Wei is subbing in. I actually don't.
We don't make them sit on benches, by the way. They can sit in chairs.
Sure, sure. Yeah, he's probably sitting back. It's a very comfortable room actually that you stay on. It's one floor below. You have this huge, giant room. Yeah, big couch, lots of snacks. This is my first time actually seeing Wei, I believe. Unless he used a different nickname before.
There's no way this guy doesn't pop off in this game, right?
I'd say pretty perfect chance of that.
The guy said it was pronounced Reb Bleh in the Korean.
That's not right. That's not true. Stop trolling me, guys.
Can we talk about 13.4 after this game? You can talk about 13.4 whenever you want.
Ooh, Wei is a two-name. He's a two-name namer. His name is Hangil.
There you go.
He only has two syllables to his name, two-part namer.
Yep.
No, not a three-namer, which is the normal.
It's the standard. It's okay if you're not three-namer.
Yeah, it's just, it's standard. More common. It's more common.
What do you think about that face? It's a pretty happy
it's
ivory.
It's a pretty good drawing. The sign on the left says, break the loss streak and start a winning streak.
We imported Wei? Yes. Same player. Yeah. Not actually.
Not actually. Not factually.
Similar name, but not the same name.
All right, another Jace ban. Let's see if this draft changes at all. Maybe Breon willing to put Caitlyn in the bottom lane? Perhaps. Mayhap.
Wolf, do you have any Monone or Webtoon suggestions?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Definitely at Chronicler on Twitter.
Is Chronicler here, by the way?
No. Chronicler's not here.
He hasn't said anything.
We have some questions for him. Atlas was here.
I do have some questions for him. I have something I need to ask him. See if he shows up. Let me know if you guys spot Chronicler in the chat. We're going to have another first pick Lee Sin. Are we running it back?
Yeah.
Are we really running it back, Valdez?
We're running it back. As KT, I don't see any reason not to. So, I mean, maybe you could like switch up the bottom lane. I wouldn't mind an Annie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. We also, I mean, we don't know how his Nautilus is. I mean, we don't. Some people might know, but I'm not as familiar with it.
You know, probably knows is Kevin Kim.
Yeah, where's
Kevin Kim would know.
He would know.
He's late. He's late for the stream. Where's
He's gonna show up
Denunciator?
late because he's actually lost his passion. He's not even a top 3 challenger.
He's lost his passion for chatting.
Hey,
Plink.
there he is. Well, all right. When we get in game, I have a question for you, Chronicler, later on.
Wait, it worked? Wait, there's no way Plink works, right? We can't see it either
This
way.
draft is
It doesn't.
the same. Any
Chronicler, what did you do to the chat?
Any Zoe bans? Nope. We're just gonna ban the same champions as before. LeBlanc is banned.
Any replayers? Any replayers in chat?
It's a rerun. All right, the Azir ban.
You know what I think they're gonna ban next?
Rise.
Syndra.
No, ban Rise this time. Come
They're
on.
gonna ban Syndra, and Feisty is gonna play Rise.
No, Valdez. No, they're gonna change it up. No, Valdez are gonna change it up. No, Valdez are gonna change it up. Oh, Renekton ban. All right, they changed it up. All right, KT. Perfect. So I'm not dealing with that. I'm not doing that.
Ayaya works apparently. They have Ayaya.
Does it work?
I guess so. We can't see it, so. But they can.
That's because you haven't watched any anime from the last 3 seasons.
That makes
That's why
sense.
you can't see it.
You can only see it if you're Silver 3 or above.
Ooh, and there's the Rise ban. I told you, Valdez. I told you they're learning. I told you.
Well, he's just
Told
gonna have
you,
to play
Valdez.
Syndra then.
No, don't
Yep.
just play Syndra. No, don't just play Syndra.
He has 3 champions. They banned 2 of them. He plays the 3rd one. That's the way it goes.
No. Ooh.
Okay.
Blind with the Renekton ban. I mean, Renekton's banned, so you feel pretty okay about this one. All right, now, what do you play into the Syndra here, though? No, less fun, but very safe. Okay, it's fine. It's pretty
KT's
safe.
gonna play Jax. Perfect's gonna come out here and he's gonna have a perfect game of Jax.
All right, well, the Sylas pick is pretty good into this comp. You have a lot of good ults to steal.
But Bronicler is in the chat and he's not a believer.
He's definitely not. He's actually a bro anti, known bro anti.
Known, yes, it is known.
It's known.
By a
It's
lot
like
of people.
if you go to his Liquipedia page and his like Leaguepedia, it's there. It says like there's like a bombs like trivia known bro anti. You know.
There's the Jax, to the surprise of probably that one guy in YouTube chat, but we don't talk about him.
Oh, that one guy's called out, man. He just didn't see it coming. He was
Yeah.
like, I think they're gonna pick Kennen. No, YouTube chatter.
I really like Warwick in this spot. No, it's not him.
No, that's not
It's
gonna be
just
him.
gonna be Jax.
Well, this draft looks a lot more normal. It looks a little bit more LCK, minus the Syndra.
Poor YouTube shaming. Poor YouTube chat.
No,
man.
I never shame YouTube. They've done that
They
themselves.
said really both jungler one trick. Humbach is a great Elise player. He's also played like over 10 champions. Raptors just decided that today is the day of Lee Sin.
Yeah, and like his positioning was pretty good, and he made some big plays last game, but it was onto a Rise. The Syndra, a little bit tougher for her to get out of those spots. Maybe he does it again. Maybe they're just a little bit better, and they end up taking the win.
Kevin Kim is here.
Oh, he's here. What's up?
Tell us about Wei.
Yeah,
We'd like to know
we
about
want to
Wei.
know more about Wei. Please tell us.
This is the strongest iteration of KT roster. Are you guys ready to get on the highway?
On the hype way?
The hype way? But if you just take out the P, you get highway.
True, true. But I like say hype way sounds cool.
We casted him. He's great. Wow, Chronicler, I can't believe you would.
All right, Chrono, stick around, because when we get into this game, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
We have a question for him.
That was an unanswered question. It's been burning in the brains of me and Valdez, and
it is a burning question.
So everybody wait. Everybody make sure you stay tuned because
Valdez, can I
get the answer we deserve?
What is that? I don't want to say it just in case it's a bad word. Either way, guys, game number 2.
All right, thanks, chat. All right, so Chronicler, there was a fan sign at the LCK this past week that you might remember. You might not remember, but it's okay. I'll jog your memory. And it had a reference to Gen.G, the very popular Korean idol group.
Hype Boy. He's here in the game actually. Hype.
Yeah. And we didn't recognize it, myself and I think it was Valdez that day, because we're not really big, K-pop people. Not that we dislike it. We just, we don't follow it much.
Known huge K-pop person.
Yeah, well, he said he follows pretty closely, I think, on Twitter when someone was asking about it, because there was a joke about, like, it's going over our heads, we had the conflicts and all that stuff. But then they asked him who's his bias. He never told us. He just left it out there. Like, he didn't tell us who his favorite Gen.G member is.
Never told us his
never
bias.
Responded on Twitter.
Strange.
Never told us in real life the next day. And so we are wondering. And I could bring up the tweet. I might post it in the chat later. Where the question came through, and you will see that clearly Chronicle didn't answer. And I'm wondering if he's trying to keep it a secret from us.
He says he doesn't know about any of the members. Yet he is a very known. Oh, little hook here. Wei already showing up. Kevin Kim said this is the best iteration of KT. I'm very curious to see how good Wei is going to be.
So this is actually what Yundo told me as well. Like, Yundo texted me when the subs came through. He was like, "Oh, this KT actually is about to." I won't repeat exactly what he said, but he's like, "This might be a one-sided game." Let's just say. And
Hani, there we go.
Hani, okay.
Tamara saves the day.
All right, thanks, Tamara.
Thank you, Tamara.
We miss you. Welcome back.
All right, we figured out Chronicler's bias.
All right, well, that was just a burning question we had for a while. Man, Wei is just hitting these hooks just like Rebel did.
I feel like Wei is slightly better.
How can you determine that at this stage? How can you determine that at this stage?
I'm on the highway,
Okay, I think you're just a little bit biased because of the information we got. Okay, hold on. Secret.
Oh, Hambach is right here. Oh no, Ivory is in a lot of trouble. Has to flash away as now Raptor is DED. Down he goes. Feisty is living. Hashtag living life as Hambach steals Lee Sin's body and does a bunch of damage. Enosh has to go away. And Hambach is now 2-0, Wolf.
Yep. 2 assists to Feisty. And you know what? I remember this exact play, as it turns out, from the last game. Except this time it's a Silas and not a Zoe going in. The Silas actually in a much better state of health, but yeah, no, he just gets totally bonked by Hambach there.
Gene Goff with a very important message for us. Be careful, casters. The more you praise a player, the more Papa Smithy will know. The more he'll take your players. Oh no. Papa Smithy's going to take all our players.
Look, I think Papa Smithy is going to wait a little bit longer. I think he's got a pretty good roster he's working on. I think he might be trying to hold on to this one for, more than just a year, potentially. I think there's a lot of growth to be had there. I think we're safe for now. I am worried, however, about some of those LEC orgs. They're bringing players from all over the place these days. You just never know. They might be lurking. LJL, some talent scouting. Some of these ERLs.
Papa Smithy's always lurking. Oh no, Ivory.
That's not it.
Poor guy.
Like in the early game versus.
He already has an Oblivion Orb.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In the early game versus the Syndra, it's not the time to try to be aggressive. It's the time to just accept your situation. Like, I am a Silas. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am a Silas. I am a melee champion. And just accept who you are.
It's
like,
okay,
I will one day have
just be you.
A Rod of Ages, and then I will perhaps be able to challenge a Syndra in a side lane. But that's not who I am right now. As Raptor?
We're trying to dive at Jax, which is notoriously not easy.
Notoriously not easy.
Yeah. Notoriously not easy as Counter-Strike is used, and he jumps on the Lee Sin. Out of range of the turret, though. Perfect, a little bit far away, but he should be okay as the Boomerang gonna chip away, and he flashes in and just, yeah, he's just gonna kill Raptor. Loses that massive wave up in the top side, though.
Well, he has teleport, and he'll be back in a second, but yeah, he's going to lose a lot. Hambach on the bottom side getting Drake during this, knowing that the enemy jungler was top side and now is in the Death Realm. Or Death Chamber, whatever. Mordekaiser was hanging out with him like for a little bit, but yeah, he's back. And teleports back in, is significantly behind in CS, but a lot of that going to be shored up right now, so about 10 CS behind. Oh, come on, gotta hit those. Izay handles this pretty well. As you mentioned, the Counter-Strike, unfortunately, while good, not under turret. As he dodges this. And doesn't flash, actually. He gets the Counter-Strike onto Raptor outside of turret range, and he's like, alright, I guess I have to flash for this. Raptor gets just a little bit too close. Flash leaps on him, and Grim will get the kill.
He bopped him on the head with his hockey stick,
He
man.
did.
It's the best Jack skin, objectively, because it's the only hockey skin in the game.
Is that a fact? It's the only one. I guess it is, yeah.
Yeah, nobody else has a hockey skin, which makes sense. I mean, why would there be hockey in League of Legends? You know, like, it doesn't...
How many baseball skins are there?
0?
Yeah, a little bit worrying.
Trundle, right, Trundle. I was like, I think there's one.
Trundle has a baseball skin and there's a Maokai, like, a soccer skin.
That's true. And a TF one as well. As, okay, we're throwing in the Unleashed Power, but unfortunately the Syndra one is better in this case. As now Raptor in a lot of trouble as flash in from Feisty. What a cue! As the mechanics are on point today, as Gyosu is like, I wish I could do something. He was like Void Lulu there for a second.
Yeah, it was very weird. Well, Lulu picking up the kill here, not feeling great about that, not feeling amazing, not a moment to celebrate, but at least they get one back. Feisty does go down in the end. We'll watch this one more time, putting the pressure on and once again baiting Raptor in where they don't have vision of Hambach. The ultimate comes through into Ivory. He's escaped for just a moment. Gets caught by the
This
Q.
is why Feisty is a 3-trick.
This is why Feisty is a 3-trick.
He's just so good at these champs. Like, why play anything else?
Well, I mean, you do have a point there. And look, I'm not here to criticize Feisty, my MVP for round 1 vote.
Hashtag not biased.
I would like to see a little bit more champion diversity, a little bit more meta-specific picks, but Challengers meta is its own beast, you know? It's its own specific thing. And he's living in it. He's living in that bubble. And he's 2-1-2, and KT Rolster are almost 2,000 gold ahead.
Do they have pauses in normal sports? Yes, in soccer, all the players just freeze in place. Yeah, they just stop time, so... Of course, everybody can't move, like, that's pretty obvious. Thanks, Chronicler. Both Atlas and Chronicler showing up today. Bunch of Giga Chads.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, on my day off, I usually show up for a little bit. You guys probably see me in the chat. But
I just come in to troll the casters.
Yeah, I come in for like a second, but I feel like they stay longer. You know, they're real passionate. I'm trying to get some sleep and stuff, but not these guys.
Yeah. What are you gonna do tomorrow on your day off, Wolf?
Work. Actually, I have a shoot tomorrow for unrelated to esports. But
imagine not esportsing all the time.
I can rest at the end of the following LCK week. I will have next Monday off, so until then, I'll be working. But that's okay, because I love my job. I very much enjoy it. And this is the thing I'm doing tomorrow is like, in a way, my day, like it's still my LCK day off. It's just I'm spending it doing different work. But that's just what I do, man. I'm a passionate hard worker, Valdez.
Yeah, you're just, you know, you just have so much passion. It's just oozing.
My passion!
Amen. I didn't know what else to say after that. I'm like,
Sorry. All right. So let's take stock of where we are in this game. Where I just want to correlate. Like we could draw. Oh, We stop fighting up here this top lane. I'm trying to make color point. And Raptor's
Just
like, I'm coming up here. I don't have flash,
over.
but I have ult. I'm gonna try to make something happen. I was gonna say perfect. You're getting baited. Good flash.
Good
Although
flash.
Raptor,
Quality, excellent flash.
Raptor didn't have flash, so perfect. Yeah. Don't know if he 100% had to flash there, but just to be safe.
They're just bullying the Jacks. It's not really that nice, actually.
Well, Way's up here now. He's gonna help out his friend. Two subs stick together, man. Subs stick together. Second string hype. Oh wait, no, hype's first string.
Oh, that's true.
Subs looking out for each other.
Second string excitement. It works because it's KT.
Yeah.
Thanks, moistened lips.
So I've been trying to avoid saying that name every time. You
Sorry, I
it
just
out
had to get it out of my system.
Okay.
You know, like you can only read it so many times without saying it. It's
So
just the caster
the
rule.
Lee Sin was first picked. Okay. Now, is there a correlation of success to the amount of priority this pick was given? I would have to say no. I would have to say no, unfortunately, at this moment in time.
Is this a spectator bug where like the Syndra enemy turns purple, or is that like a new thing?
I think it's part of the skin.
Okay. Uh-oh, perfect. Actually in a little bit of trouble here, just getting run down the lane. The boomerang comes in and the counter-strike is perfectly timed. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. But he is going to survive very nicely
He did,
done.
though. He certainly did. Look at his mana, man. He saved just enough mana. Press E, walk out. Okay, this is going to be the cross-map play, and the Zeri, who is 30 CS behind, will be denied another wave. Another plate goes over the hype. They opted into this, you know? They wanted to play Zeri Lulu. They didn't play Annie. They just decided, you know, just going to play around top side with our Lee Sin and lose bottom really hard. And that's a choice you can make.
Uh-oh.
He did not flash, but he is going to have to back. He has no teleport. And now the Syndra can also come bot.
Yes, we can always see you. Do ... Somebody asked if there are like big up-and-coming players. Kanga Mooster.
Kanga Mooster, definitely a big upcoming player.
Yeah, he's a playa. Yeah, there are. I mean, you're looking at a champ, but also you're looking at KT Rolster, who is one of our best teams here, and a lot of the players on this roster are really, really strong. Like, pretty much everybody.
Perfect was, yeah, like I mentioned,
it's a really well-rounded team.
Perfect was considered so good that, like, there was a time where it seemed like KT was actually considering subbing him in. And this was when Rascal was KT's top laner and was arguably the best top laner in the LCK next to Zeus. So, in terms of solo kills, he was the best LCK top laner.
All of Bro are upcoming players. Easy. Please take note, Papa Smithy. Yeah, Papa Smithy's bringing Enosh to the LCS next year, I heard.
Yep. Bring enough Enoshes to
Thanks
LCS,
to
you could have
Cheater.
a Enosh pit.
All right, Chronicler, have a good day.
All right, see ya.
Don't watch anymore. Please rest on your day off.
I mean, he could do whatever he wants. Like, maybe this might be therapeutic for him. It is for a lot of people. That's why they tune in.
You know, it's just
Kind of messed up. You would imply
it's
that
just
like
my
you can't
advice.
rest while watching LCK Challengers. It's pretty
You
messed
can.
up.
I mean, yeah,
Valdez.
you can if you want.
I personally rest while watching LCK Challengers once a week.
True. Yeah, on our day off. Tomorrow, I am not. By the way, it's Jeff Soul. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it, but
Not cool, Valdez. Messed up, man. Yeah, it's.
okay. Feisty is doing so much this game.
You know, well, I want to change my round 1 MVP vote to Feisty.
Too late, Valdez. Too late.
What if I had voted for him and he won?
Could have happened actually. Could have been the tiebreaker. It happens a lot in our POG votes.
Gosu means professor in Korean. He's basically Korean Hillesong. Yeah, we were talking about that before. You guys cute my depression.
Glad to hear it.
Nice, nice.
Although I bet your depression was pretty attractive before us. Okay, This is a risky situation for Perfect. Use his counter strike. They could turn on him, but no, they're chasing the right side.
Just kind of sitting here eating orbs. Massive Gnar, but he was alone, so...
I mean, oh, they had the big blast plant. Like, the second that Perfect used counter strike, maybe you play her on the top side of that fight.
They should have all blast planted into the fight, I think.
I mean, you could have just...
What's it even there for if they're not going to use it?
I mean, you could have tried to collapse on a Perfect at least.
So, KT destroyed this fight. They're really having trouble, that is, with dealing with Feisty.
I would say they're not thriving.
There is a more pressing issue. It is Girl Scout cookie season. What am I buying?
Okay, so let's watch this fight one more time really quick.
Yeah.
This choke point is completely controlled. Really nice hold there from Wei to make sure nobody else can come through.
They're just kind of like sitting.
They were just eating orb damage from
yeah.
Feisty repeatedly while Silas can't engage because he's a melee champion and choke point. Yeah.
The minty ones, same.
I would say
the
thin mints are the best, but everybody knows that, so I don't think he's asking about that. But the tag-along cookies,
thin mints are dog food. No, they're not.
Nah, what? That's actually...
There's some people that don't like minty flavor. Hambach might be dead. Nice flash over the wall, though.
That's bannable, actually. Be careful.
Nightbot's going to get you. He knows. Hambach is living, though, as they're trying to just corral him into the side here, into the alcove. And they are actually able to take him down, but Feisty is now here, and Perfect is frontlining a double counter-strike stun as he's got his hockey stick and just slapping nerds across the face right now. He's able to get one kill. There's a second one as they are just chasing them down. It's really difficult to get away from the Nautilus and the Jax as trying to do something is Enosh, but he just dies. And
this is the difference.
KT are going to win.
Valdez between... Okay. So anyway, this is the difference between an LCK team and a Challengers team.
Or a guy.
Let's wait till the replay because I want to point out something on the minimap. All right.
Wolf has a real point to me.
Notice that the vision here for KT is terrible. They have no idea where anybody is. But they know where Zeri is, and they still know where Zeri is. They still know where Zeri is. And so KT are like, literally, we fight this. Like, he is a million miles away. And then Breon, without their AD carry, continue to chase here. Gnar is expiring. He takes a ton of damage from Syndra. And now you're stuck here. And Zeri's like, I'm coming! I'm coming! I heard you guys actually stayed. You guys are fighting. Look at him. Enosh was like, yo, I'm here. Yo, hold on. Like, let me hold this. I'm here. I'm trying to help. KT's like, thanks for coming, man. +1 kill.
Bro. Wei is so good.
Wei is actually insane. Look at that final stun there from Feisty. And then Ivory... Oh, thank you, production. Not, because he just decided he was going to give up +1.
We are fighting again.
Yes.
We are just fighting nonstop. Perfect is about to stun 8 people. Yeah, literally 8 people stunned in that fight. As they can't kill him either. Raptor's just going to go in a bit of desperation. Enosh is alone, trying to fight the Viego, who's actually going to win the fight in the end. As, yeah, this is just a clean ace. Nobody, actually, Wei did die on the side of KT as they are slaughtering them.
Just want to make it clear, everyone, that when Valdez said we are fighting again, he meant that Breon were taking a fight that we don't personally
yeah, this is not inner commentary on...
No. We're actually cool. Like, me and Valdez are fine. But yeah, when he said we are fighting again, he means Breon are trying to force an engagement here with the Narbar. And look at Ivory. He has Chains of Corruption. It misses. Good flash there from Pipe. And then the turn is real with the Jax. Just counter-strikes everything.
Literally 8 people in this fight.
Like, literally 8 people got counter-struck.
Yeah.
Of course, it only affects the blue ones, but, you know.
No, there were like 4 champions, and then there were 4 people in chat that got stunned by the amazing stun.
Ah, yes. Another one. Bam! Triple kill. Well, this game is, as they say, well and truly over.
Brover?
No, we're not fighting King Spartan. It's Brover, yeah.
I love Grover, by the way.
All right, so anyway,
so nice.
Back to the Girl Scout cookie tier list. Thin Mints, S tier. Tagalongs, top tier. Samoyas, low tier. No coconut cookies, absolutely not.
Yeah, Samoyas, that's a very niche. Like, I think it's purposely like coconut cookie flavor because not a lot of people like them, so that they can like have a very specific.
Yeah, it's kind of the
production.
it's the hipster cookie, you know, like they're
Wolf
trying to market
being surprisingly based.
Yeah.
Feisty is actually dead. Nice little stun there. He is going to trade it back because he's a Fed Syndra, but they do get the kill and the shutdown on the Zeri.
Yeah,
okay.
Something.
1,400 gold.
Yeah. Also, a turret is going down mid here to Hype, and bottom side is getting completely obliterated by Perfect, but
they didn't want to have nightmares about Bro tonight, so they wanted to hear a nice Bro story.
So, something more relevant on a more relevant note. What's the name? Is it trefoils? The
that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like trefoils. I think they've changed some of the names of the cookies. I've been in Korea for the last like 12 years, so I don't know. Those ones are kind of controversial, I think, because people don't like them as much, but I actually really like them. I think they're like my second favorite. Yeah, Feisty, try and do some alcove gaming in here. Trades one back with his ultimate because he is just so based. I mean, Fed. I mean, both, honestly.
Based.
Look at him. Look how based he is. You can just tell by how he chews that gum. He's like not
the
here to mess
lemon
around.
cookies are S tier. I didn't know there were lemon cookies.
The lemon ones are relatively new, right? But they're actually very good.
I love lemon flavored snacks. Like lemon cheesecake from the cafe near my house is probably what has led to me gaining 10 kilos over the last 5 years. So yeah, lemon treats are great. Based on what? It's based on reality and fact, yes.
Based on the data. Okay, Raptor looking for one of those crazy flanks we've seen from this Lee Sin. Oh. Shutdown. D9.
No, actually, he didn't get a shutdown there.
No. Just he was, yeah,
no
just
shutdown.
his flank was shut down. All it is.
Lemon-flavored things are delicious. All lemon-flavored things are good, but lemons themselves are not good. I mean, they're good if you, like, sprinkle it on, you know.
Oh, sure. You don't want to eat a lemon straight up.
Okay, a little Gnar action. Not bad. Unfortunately, he did it and only hit Wei.
Look at Wei, man. Look, he's so good.
He is such a thick Nautilus. Why is that anchor so huge? He got wild growth, I guess. I'm not even sure how that's possible. Maybe not. No, he didn't get wild growth. Like, what? Oh, nice little kick. Feisty's in the pit. He is going to kill the Lulu, but that's not really high value. Yeah, he's just really big.
His anchor's bigger than everyone else's. It's fine.
Look at his anchor. Look at how big it is. What?
It's totally natural, Valdez.
That's unnatural.
No, I
Check
think
him, PC.
It's natural.
Oh, boy. Really nice frontlining here, too. Just a little 2v2. Hype doesn't need any mana. Even a teleport's coming in. Double kill now.
Perfect is like, I just wanted to be in the area when the fight is over.
Yes. This is going to be Chemtech Soul. Little Jeff Soul action. Hype is about to go legendary. He's not quite there. He's on the cusp of legendary. Is Lemonade okay? Yes, I think Lemonade is okay.
Yeah, I think Lemonade is okay. Yeah, Wei is big.
Look how big he is.
He's really big. Watch this. Like, I was joking, like, he's so good, but it was just really easy. And he's just like he looked at Prim, like, he like whispered to Meganar is like in animation of trying to use his ult. And he's like, and he just whispers in his ear, like, really? He's like, really?
That Hype guy is pretty good. Yeah, Hype is really good. He and Feisty are definitely two. Like, if you had to pick two players, they would probably be the two players that you would point out on KT.
I mean, Humbach is also insane.
Humbach's up there, yeah.
Wei is not normally on this roster, but a lot of people believe that he's actually better than Rebel. Same to be true of Perfect, and Perfect's been obviously known for a long time. 2-1-9 has his Zonias now, you know, starting it up. He's got to stop watches. Okay, Raptor.
Beating pop a free scouting information, yeah. As okay, that's going to be Feisty going down. He just keeps dying, and the Zeri is actually popping off in this fight. See that Enosh is finally, like, Bro have thrown all caution out the window. They're down 11,000 gold in the soul. They don't care.
Nope.
They're like, no, we're just going to keep fighting. We don't care. Giga Chad.
Humbach using his ult to actually get around here. Here we go, engage.
Uh-oh. The Polymorph, the CC, massive counter-strike in the backline. He's also got Zonias, or at least a stopwatch. Very nice play from Perfect. He's going to be my POG in this game. Absolutely. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. He's getting a nice little flank here once again. He's going to get on top of the Zeri, but Counter-Strike is done as now his heart is broken. As Hambach is just on a roll here. He's looking for even more. Thought he would actually go in there, but with Raptor around. Not going to. Legendary hype.
Something hitting them with their wallets.
Something. They have a lot of gold.
Yeah. I think they're going to end here, Valdez. They just have so much of a lead. 8-0 and 9.
Yeah.
What are you pointing at?
The Wolf Cub.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Down will go Raptor, and down will go the rest of Bro. They are really not holding back. They're trying to break the kill record here. They're not going to, though. Not enough kills. Down will go the Nexus, and down will go Bro again for the 11th time. KT, though, a very strong 2-0. Had a little bit of trouble in game one, you know? A little bit of struggles. Everybody has those days. Everybody makes mistakes, but they did get there in the end.
I wouldn't say they had trouble. There was like one really bad team fight for them where Ivory got the pop off. I wouldn't say they had trouble. That was still a one-sided game. Game 2 though, it wasn't a believable game. You know, it was even the believers were like, they had to turn it off. You know, it hurt them to watch. And
10 KT wins.
KT looking clean right now. This roster has a lot of talent. The coordination has been built, and even with 2 players subbing in, it feels like nothing really changes, right? You're not like, oh yeah, they're a little bit uncomfortable with this player. No. And Perfect also just handling that top side pressure extremely well, while the Varus Nautilus just was allowed to
damage.
Yeah, like 30,000 on a Syndra. And Varus Nautilus is just allowed to push the whole game for free and denies Zeri from being in the game or being relevant.
We have to give our pogs.
Who you pogging? I'm
hype.
You know what? I think
he went legendary.
I think you know what? All right, fine. I wanted to give it to Wei, but
you could have.
I could have, but like, I didn't give it to Rebel last time, and I think Rebel's performance was a little bit better last game, and to not give it to Rebel, then give it to Wei here feels like, it's like, what are you doing, Wolf? Like,
what is the kill record for CL? I think it was 49.
49 kills, yeah, I believe so.
That's just for this season though, so I don't know about like overall, like for infinity time. Wow, my brain is very much working, very good working. Let's see who's going to get the POG. It's going to be a little bit delayed because of us.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Full disclosure.
Sorry about that.
And it's feisty.
Okay. 69.0%
nice.
kill participation.
He only had 1,171 DPM.
CC score pretty low for Challengers standards. Only 343?
Yeah, only 343. Like, we have seen, like, 2,000 before, so, yeah, that's pretty low. I'm not impressed.
He had a great game, though. Actually, the early game was defined by him. And, yeah, he got picked a lot at the end, but it doesn't matter.
He was embracing it, you know?
He was just trying to be a Giga Chad. He's like, I'll give him a chance, Giga Chad. Yeah.
Giga Chad.
Yeah, we have seen 2K CC score, yes.
Picked a lot, died 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, he was picked a lot in the mid to late game, though. I mean, he was. Like, compared to all of the total kills that Bro got, he was a large percentage.
Wolf, do you take offense to your face being captured for usage in humorous graphic imagery on the World Wide Web?
No. Not really. As long as it's humorous.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there are like, some lines I wouldn't want to cross, but, like, I think that's implied that those lines are not being crossed, then yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm down.
Well, that was Series 1. We're done with the first series. They're going to do an interview on the Korean stage. We don't have a translation for that, so...
Nope. So we just do a little chat. So we talked about...
break aware.
Thin Mints. So what are your thoughts on tagalongs? Are you okay with them?
Are those the peanut butter ones?
The peanut butter ones, yeah, with the chocolate coating on the outside.
Those are good.
And then trefoils is like the kind of drier ones, but like the standard old school one. That one's like top 3 for me. There was one for a while, and we hate Samoyas. We're not about that.
Not great.
There was this one that I think was limited, which was like the lemon one they were talking about. Might be back now. And it was like a lemon sandwich type cookie where like
yeah,
it was like the filling. It was like an Oreo except the filling was like lemon, and it was kind of rectangular. I liked those, but I haven't been able to find them, or I didn't find them after I first ate them. I haven't been able to find Girl Scout cookies in a decade because I don't live in America. But
thanks, Jason, the short man. He said these streams are great. Thanks, guys. Love that you interact with the chat. Yeah, Lemon Drops. That's the name.
Ah, yes. Okay.
You guys should translate. Wolf, why aren't you translating? Hamish wants you to translate.
I don't have a feed of it, unfortunately. But maybe some other time.
Yeah.
How do you tell between your two cats that look more similar than any of the other two cats? So Bori and Maru are my brown cats, as I like to call them, and they look very different.
Talking about Gondol and Hong.
Could be talking about Gondor and Hong. So Gondor and Hong are the black and white cats, and the black and white cats are both siblings, and the brown cats are both siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So they're from the brother and sister.
Do they ever have like sibling wars, like 2v2?
Never a 2v2. Sometimes there's
1v1?
Some 1v1 action. Yeah.
Between the sibling duos.
Any matchup you could think of.
Any matchup
you could think of. There's a 1v1 every now and then.
Do you ever 1v1 your cats?
No, I wouldn't say that, but we have had on occasion a dispute about who gets to sit in the recliner chair.
Oh, that makes sense.
I sit in the recliner chair. I'm playing Yakuza 7. I'm chilling, and then I'm drinking coffee. I go to the bathroom. I get up in the bathroom, wash my hands, come back. I'm gone for what 45 seconds. I come back. Gondor's in the seat. I mean, I had the seat first. He can't just come and take it. I clearly had the seat. My coffee's still there. PlayStation 5 controller still sitting on the table. Clearly, I was coming back to the seat. He's like, "No, you gave up the seat. It's my seat now. You can't have it. You're gonna have to sit on the couch." No, that's my seat. That's my recliner.
Is he a lap cat?
He can be, like, if he wants to. Like, it depends on. If it's winter, he's all about that. It's kind of cold. But if it's summer, it's a little bit hot. So he's like trying to be on the floor and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I mean, I think I'm on the right there though. Like, if I was just going to the bathroom real quick and coming back, like if I took your seat. That'd be pretty offensive, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah. Although, I mean, I grew up with two older brothers, so I'm used to it. Leave the computer for 1 second, and all of a sudden, my brother's playing World of Warcraft. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna be able to get him off the seat? No, not as the younger brother. Unlucky.
Well, I mean, I could physically remove Gondor from the seat when he takes my seat like that, but just feel like it's a little bit. It's a little.
You think it's BM?
I mean, it's BM that he took my seat, but it's like a little bit forceful. It's a little bit forceful.
Okay, that makes sense. Hey, Wolf, I'm on my way to fight your cats.
No, please don't fight my cats.
What are y'all's favorite cuts of meat at a Korean barbecue?
Are
we talking pork here? There's different types of barbecue, so.
All right, so I mean, I guess you could just say like, what's your favorite KBBQ? Like, for me. That's a tough one, actually.
Probably some cut of beef. I'm not as much of a pork guy myself. I mean, it's good.
For me, it was always samgyeopsal in the old days. But I've been kind of into.
How do you feel about hanjeongsal?
Decent.
I'm not a big fan. It's too much fat for me.
I actually don't know because like recently I don't have time to go out and eat. So like I don't have like a real recent opinion. Like the last time I was regularly eating Korean barbecue was
chador, big win. Chador, I like the thin beef. Yeah, that's my jam.
Chador is usually like one of my go-tos, but it's like harder to find. I find in Korea, like not like it's impossible to find, but like if you were walking on the street with a bunch of KBBQ restaurants, you're like, okay. This one's samgyeopsal, that one's samgyeopsal, that one's samgyeopsal, that one's samgyeopsal. Then
I'm
you see the chador
kind
place.
of guy. Like talking about
KBBQ. Shut up, Garfield.
Oh man,
got him. No, I mean it's cool.
Got
like,
dunked so fast.
Lasagna's great. I'm actually into lasagna.
Lasagna's good. Yeah, it's fine. Watching Atlas react to comments he sees in chat but not read them out is actually hysterical.
I find that most
Atlas is a pretty funny guy in general.
Yeah. Someone KCC Bulgogi is amazing. I also don't have much options here in the U.S. in the Korean barbecue restaurants you can go to in the U.S., like in California, for example, or Georgia, those are the two main places I end up going to. Usually those restaurants have a ton of options, actually, because they're not like, oh, this is a samgyeopsal place. Like, it's a Korean barbecue place, so you can pick everything.
WTF, how can you see me?
Yeah, that is
Atlas, please read Moisten Lips, a bedtime story.
I'm going to have to stop reading that name out loud.
Sorry, it's just his name. Well, what am I going to do?
Just making sure we might have...
I'm going to call him, like, ML? Doesn't sound any better. Looks like you got a stalker.
I thought we got a message from WG, but we did not. Sorry.
No.
Tried to check.
They're like, please stop talking about KBBQ. Sorry. Like,
no, it was actually a shipping notification on the crackers that Valdez recommended to me a few days ago. They were supposed to come yesterday. They were a little bit late, but I think they just arrived.
How long have you been in Korea? 11 years this April.
I'll be...
It was April 19th I came here.
12 years in May, so in 3 months, almost exactly 3 months from tomorrow, I guess. Wow.
What's the best thing at BBQ? I had the regular fried chicken. Okay.
Oh, he means BBQ chicken.
Oh, okay. I was getting a little worried. I'm like, you went to like some kind of fake KBBQ place.
I like honestly a lot of the BBQ chicken menus. I like my chicken boneless. I know that's a bit of a controversial opinion, but do you miss Hots sometimes? Yes, I do. I actually watch a lot of Heroes on Twitch.
Biased Hots caster.
I watch a lot of Heroes on Twitch, so I'm always checking out Caldor streams. You know.
There you go.
Yeah, and Trixler when he's playing it. Sometimes J-How. You know, those are my people.
How about Grubby?
Grubby, I haven't seen him stream it that much recently, but he might be streaming while I'm asleep.
Maybe. Sit down with your boys and eat, or your, whatevers. Doesn't just have to be the boys. Boneless chicken is just chicken nuggets for cowards.
What does that even mean? What does that even
called out by Menu Sniffer. Wow.
I don't even know what that means. Like, I'm too scared to eat chicken nuggets, so I eat boneless chicken?
Yeah, exactly. Chronicler should dye his hair old man white. Should dye it Walter White color. Okay, guys, we got the the notice from WG. We have to stop our comments now, but you can catch us in about a half hour for the next series. Should be a fun one. So yes, we'll see you then.